and welcome back to my channel. In this video I show you how to draw this kitty in a Christmas winter style with hat and with a scarf. So it is not so realistic like in my other drawing lessons. It should be a little bit more fun and easy so that also a beginner can follow, and you can add as many details as you like. You can make it a little bit more loose. I tend to add more details. I'm a detailed person and add fine lines, so it should be just fun. Don't be overwhelmed of fine strokes. Just make it easy, and let's draw this little cat. If you're interested in other drawing lessons, I offer one lesson out of my membership Animal Art Club. It's our monthly drawing lesson. You find it here above in the corner. Just check it out. And now let's dive into drawing this sweet cat here. Let's start with a white and draw highlights in the eyes of the kitty. I have drawn first a sketch with a white pencil, and then I add here with the black deep dark pupils and outlines around the eyelids. Just plot in the black. Then take a paper stamp and blend it so that you have a smooth black layer. Then take a golden ochre for the iris. Maybe I make here the eyelid border and add a light yellow color for highlights in the eyeball. Blend over with a terracotta color and add a bit more of the vanilla yellow. So you have light reflections in the eyes. Always also go around the outlines of the eyes again with the black and correct something. Add a bit white for more contrast and some more reflections. Then I plot in a skin color and pink on the nose. Go then in also with cinnamon. Mix colors directly on the paper. Add nostrils with black and a bit black on the mouth area. Here I plot in white on the bridge of the nose, and here on the muscles and the chin, on the snout here around the nose. And then also in shadow areas below the chin I add a bit blue. Middle blue, light blue. I use the Caputhello pastel pencils from Stabilo here. You find the links also below in the description. And here I add also ochre brown, golden ochre color in the face of this little kitty. Add a bit of terracotta. These are the Pitt pastel pencils from Faber-Castell. And here I add a bit more blue below, and then let's blend this first base layer together. Blend the first layer, make it smooth, push the pigment into the paper. I also use here a cotton swab. You can use different blending tools for doing that. Add a bit gray as contrast here in the fur between the two eyes and below the eyes. Bring in some darks into the fur. We start building up the fur structure now with a bit of a warm gray here. Add some darker strokes in the face. I also go over the upper area here a bit and below the nose. Then add white strokes. I don't draw this kitty too detailed. I want to make and keep it a little bit more loose so that you also can achieve that as a beginner. The more finer details and finer strokes you use, the more realistic the cat face will become. But it looks also very cute in a more loose style with some broader strokes in that case. Here I go over with a flesh color and add another layer with the flesh. It's a light flesh color, and go in with a bit cinnamon. You can also use the flesh color for blending. Blend a little bit over the layers with very little pressure. Then we have here so a nice structure. I go then in with dark blue and black to create more contrast below the face here, below the chin. There is shadow, always bring in shadow below the face, below the head. I go over then with white and add some highlights. You build up the fur in layers. Even if you're starting out, you always draw your portrait, your animal, whatever subject you are drawing in many layers. The more the better, and the finer strokes you're using and the more detailed and more realistic your result will be. But for drawing such a cute topic, you don't need necessarily so fine lines. It depends on your goal. Here I swipe over a little bit with a light blue, go over here then also with the darks again, bring in some gray strokes in the fur here. So if you feel that your drawing looks flat, go in a bit more with darks, go in with a bit more contrast and darker colors, and then always blend a bit over. Add another layer with a lighter color, either ivory or white. I use here the Capothello white. Add some white strokes. In very realistic animal portraits, I prefer to draw with the pits, but for a bit more a loose style, and the Capothellos are also nice. They have brilliant colors, they have a great color range, and it is fun to paint with them. Here then, let's draw the hat. Here, sketch in a bit these line structure, the stripes we have here in the knitted hat, and then I add also a bit shadow on the left side of these white highlight strokes, and at the bottom here where we have shadow, it is a little bit darker. I sketch that in right away. Always have a good look at the reference photo. If you have a reference photo, in that case there is no reference photo there, then just take my drawing for reference, the finished drawing, maybe a picture of that, and then have a look. How would you like to draw it, that you have something to look at and to compare. I plot here in then a bit of red as a base layer in that red hat, that the hat will become red, and blend it with the blending tool. A paper stamp here in that case. They are nice for blending in smaller areas. Make the base layer smooth. Remove pastel pigment that is too much on your paper to avoid that you saturate your paper, and add here then highlights and another light red, so a lighter red, to bring in also different colors into your drawing. To bring in here a contrast, use different red tones. Here I go over then once more with a black in the lower area, darken down the lower part of the head that is in the shadow near the face, really to create a 3D effect, to let the front part of the head become so round and pop up that it comes out of the paper. You need shadow, you need contrast at the lower part and highlights at the front higher part of that round head part here. And also always some overlapping hairs over the surrounded areas, so to make it more realistic. Also, when you don't draw so detailed, that's really important, that it does not look like a sketch. I don't want to make a graphic here. I want to give that kitty a realistic look, but not so photorealistic, I would say, more cute. Add here a bit of a pattern in the knitted hat here, and bringing also darks between these zigzag lines here, and add then also a darker violet red, bringing some red tones here also in. I always go then also back with black and blend it with the paper stamp here, make it smooth, connect the layers together, blend them together, and then I go over again with the white, brighten that up a little bit, go over once more. I encourage you always to work with a very light hand, with a little pressure. Don't use too much pressure. Then it is also not a thing about sharpening to get details in. You don't have to sharpen your pencils all the time, only when it is really blunt, when you do so a more loose style. If you would like to draw details, then for sure sharpen the pencil from time to time. You see also a video about sharpening my pastel pencils above in the link here in the right upper corner. Then let's draw the ears, blend gray and flesh color together, then add some more shadow, darker black detailed lines on it. Swipe over and blend over with blue. Give the ear also a blue and a bit of an orange brown touch. So bringing the colors we had also in the face, and let here the lines overlap and blend it well. Here I also go over with white and gray and black. By the way, I also teach how to draw realistic animals and also landscapes in my membership, Animal Art Club. And if you would like to join, you find a link to the waitlist above and also at the end of that video, or have a look into the description. I would love if you sign up if you're interested, and then you will be informed as soon as we open the doors again. We open 2 to 3 times a year. Let's draw the pom-pom. Mix red and white. On the left side I have added white, so that we have here a highlight, and on the right more red. Go over with some a bit broader loose strokes here with the white over the whole pom-pom area, so create a bit of this wool threads we have here on the pom-pom. Then go in with black to add the shadow, blend over it, add violet red or another dark red. You can use colors you have. I don't mention here colors because I encourage you to just use what you have. Don't focus exactly on the same colors. More practice on the tonal values. Bring in darks, midtones and lights. That's so much more important. And yes, go over once more with a white here and add again these woolen threads. Here I add a bit so warmer tones, yellows, because I have the goal to create so a warm Christmas background. And then so yellow here in the area where light hits the pom-pom, warm lights hits the pom-pom is also useful. Blend then here below, plot in white on the scarf and red on red stripes. So let's also draw this woolen scarf. Take your time for that, so you can also pause the video if you would like. And here I plot in black below the scarf. Always add shadow and blend it well. Blend the shadow towards the surrounded areas. Here I blend over white and red, just very quickly and roughly blend the white and the red together. You can also use fingers for blending if they are clean. And then add with white so little wavy lines just to create the woolen knitted pattern here, the structure of the knitted fabric in the scarf. So teeny tiny little wavy lines. Then you create that effect to see that when you look at knitted fabric or how the wool that makes also so little loops and little wavy lines. So just draw it with so little waves. I go over once more over the white and the red, just that the lines are more visible after blending. Go in again, also blend a little bit over with the red. Then I do the same here on the part on the right on the scarf. Here I just have started with the red. It does not matter if you do the black lines first or the red lines first. That's totally up to you. What matters is that you bring in the contrast and the shadows between those woolen thread lines. Here I blend over with the paper stamp and then add here the white little wavy lines on the scarf. Bring them together a little bit also with some highlights on red. Bringing the red threads a little bit into the white knitted part. Here I add then so little fringes below out of the scarf. Go over and made some adjustments, bringing the black around the lower right part here and blend it here with a cotton swab. You can also use cosmetic brushes or sponges for blending. Then I go over with some more highlights and details. Always let also fur overlap over the scarf, over the fur on the body. Then let's draw the paws. Plot in the white in fur direction. Really have a look in what direction the fur is going on the paws. Here I plot in a little bit of the golden ochre too on the paws. Make for that little cat some brown ochre paws. Add blues in the shadow. Shadow is not only gray or black. There are most times really many colors that you can determine. So always check out your reference picture if you have one, or if you draw just from your head, from your brain, then think about what colors could you bring in into shadows. So blue is most time in shadow areas that looks nice, or use complementary colors to other colors you have in your portraits, or what colors could reflect in shadows, like green of the meadow, for example. Yes, and here I go over then with white and add some rougher strokes with white. But I always like to add details, so I am a detail person. I like to draw realistically, so also for some so fun cat drawings like this one, that is not a photo, realistic drawing. I like to bring in also fine strokes and details to make it a little bit finer. That's totally up to you. Here I then add a background with some Christmas lights, so some light reflections. I add yellows, orange, so a bit of a copper, brown red and golden ochre, and a bit blue, and plot that color in here in the background, and then blend it with a soft blending tool. They are great for blending backgrounds. Check also out the link in the description. For finer edges here, I use the finger and a cotton swab for blending. Then I add more so circles again with a yellow and blend a bit over with the finger to create that bouquet effect. So for these blurry lights we have in the background, you often see this bouquet effect on photographs, so that looks nice for a blurry background. And some snowflakes or little dots or also lights, so just to make it more sweet and cute. Add a bit more yellow and increase the black shadow. Add some fine overlapping details. Then finally make some corrections. Go in again with some more details and overlapping hairs in the face. Here I also draw a bit of the body. I have forgotten that to draw before, but I want that here is a bit of the body of the cat is visible, that it looks better, so it should not be missed here. Add a bit shadow and a bit so simple fur, not too detailed. Go over again with the Rembrandt stick and add some brilliant white strokes to increase the contrast, just to achieve a very fine bright white. And then finally we have to draw the whiskers. Here we have fine hairs above the eyes. I rotate the pencil and move a sharp white really very fast. Okay, I have forgotten to add a better flesh color here. I have done that before I draw the whiskers, that I don't forget it, and then draw whiskers in a bow very fast. Remove the pencil from the paper when you are finished. and add these whiskers. You can use a charcoal pencil for finer lines too. That's another tip, and it's finished. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed drawing this sweet kitty, bring that winter cat to life. It was fun to draw that for you here. If you have any questions or ideas or suggestions for other drawing videos, pop them below in the comments. If you would like to join my online drawing school Animal Art Club, then find the link here. Here is another advent calendar video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when the next video will be here. Come join us tomorrow and draw with me the next lesson. Bye bye!